ones that we struggle with and fight with, the ones who know how to push our buttons and drive us crazy with just a look in their eye. Our families are the ones with whom we wrestle. It's kind of the nature of relationships, right? No relationship is perfect. I've never met anyone who says, oh, I have someone who's so close to me and everything has always been perfect from day one, no problems. I think to understand a relationship is to understand a struggle. When Jacob experiences God and really engages into a relationship with God, it's through a wrestling match. They wrestle all night, they fight, they won't let go of each other, right? And it transforms Jacob. He moves from Jacob to Israel, the one who struggles with God. And that struggle, and that tension, and that frustration isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's the way in which we live. We know this because we have families. Families with whom we struggle, and we wrestle. The people who are closest to us, who are also the ones who make us most upset and most angry. I can think I come from a large family, so I could talk to you for hours about dysfunction, right? Just within my immediate plan. I can think of the ways we hurt each other intentionally and disappoint each other. I can think of the time my uncle, just to be mean, baked his brother's very favorite cake for his birthday, but instead of using sugar, he made it with salt. Right? Just to be mean. I could tell you, I'm not going to, but I could tell you the time my grandfather cut off his own brother's ear with a pair of scissors. I'm not going to tell you about that. Because I can tell you just about my own relationship with my brother. That is fraught, that is born of struggle. My brother's 3 years older than I am, and he's my hero. He's a superhero. He's the man who I respect the most, and I've always looked up to him and loved him, and he's the one with whom I fight the most, right? And you can go from so simple and such an easy afternoon to destroying the house in a whirlwind. We were playing marbles one day, we were young, and we're playing marbles, and he did something that made me so angry. My mother had a large picture window that covered from floor to ceiling. We're playing marbles. He made me so mad. To say one thing, I picked up the biggest marble we had, and I threw it as hard as I could, and I missed my brother, but I didn't miss the window. Or like, one day we had a bunch of our friends over, a bunch of guys, and we're all in the living room, and we were joking around, we were getting ready to watch a movie, and then the next thing that happened, he said something, and we were so angry at each other. The next thing I knew, he was gently placing me through the coffee table. And we had to figure out how to explain to my mother that we had destroyed the whole living room. Or it came to a head, really. The last time we ever physically fought, we were playing wiffle ball in the backyard, and I was just transitioning from that age where he could beat me up to actually being able to fight back. And I remember we were playing, and all of a sudden we were wrestling and fighting. We were so mad at each other, and I was just fed up. I was just so fed up with my brother. I stood up and I picked him up, and it shocked him that I was showing up to pick him up. And I walked over to the trash can, and I said, I'm going to throw him away. I am done with this guy. He goes in the trash. And now my brother and I, we are so close. We talk almost every day on the phone about everything. And yet, there's still days when we'll say one thing, or just push that button, and I still want to pick him up and throw him into the trash can. Right? It's the nature of relationship. That it's a struggle, and it's a wrestling match, and it's fraught and challenging. I defy you to find one story in the Bible, one story of two siblings, one story of a family that isn't in some way a struggle. Cain kills his brother Abel, right? Abraham sells or maybe lends his wife to Pharaoh. Jacob steals his brother's birthright and inheritance. Joseph's brothers sell him into slavery in Egypt. Delilah sells her husband out to the Philistines and cuts his hair. One after the other, it kind of descends. Because that's the way families are. It's a struggle, and it's a fight. And even when Joseph goes back and he reconciles with his brothers, even when Joseph saves his brothers, that's the nature of family. That there's the good and the bad, and it's all in it together. And that's why. And so that's why I think the prodigal son makes so much sense to us. That's why the prodigal son speaks to us in a timeless way, where we can see through the history of the world, where it's infiltrated into our art and pop culture, the prodigal son, because we know what it means to be in family, and we know what it means to be in a struggle with our family. The prodigal son, right? Prodigal is this wonderful this one story, but it means waste. It means waste, one who's wasting. The son goes to his father, and the older son would inherit a double share. So if there's two sons, the younger son would get 1/3 of all his assets. 1/3. Property, 1/3 of the cattle, 1/3 of the cars. And he tells his dad, "You're nothing to me. You're garbage. I want you in the trash. I don't want to be in this family any longer. I don't want to be your son. Go and sell 1/3 and give me the money. Go and sell 1/3 of your land. Even if you're using it, even if you're still alive, and you are dead to me." And he goes off and he goes to New York City, where he spends all the money on the NCAA tournament betting on UNC, and he loses his money. And he's devastated to find himself broke and without friends, living on the streets. And he says, "How did I found this situation? How did I got here?" And it's not just the money, and it's not just the friends that are gone. He says that I'm no longer in the most important relationship in my life. I'm no longer in a relationship with my father. And so he goes back and he practices the speech, and he falls down in front of his dad and says, "Dad, I'm not worthy to be your son. I'm no longer worthy to be your son. I didn't want to be, and now I'm ashamed, and now I'm devastated." And the father falls on his knees, right, and wraps a cloak around him, throws an auburn towel around his shoulders, and says, "You were dead, but are now alive. You've come back to me." And yet then the older brother is jealous. The older brother is angry. The older brother is resentful, and maybe rightfully so. Maybe he has reason that this brother has gone and sold off the land. This brother has rejected us. It's a timeless story because we can imagine that happening in our own families, right? We can imagine these same tensions, the same anger, the same bitterness, the same resentment. And Jesus tells us the story to tell us about the grace of God, to tell us about the very nature of God, that God so loves us, that God so loves you, that there's nothing you can do, there's no amount of gambling, there's no amount of prostitutes, there's no amount of sinning, there's no amount of running that you can do to escape the very love of God. And Jesus is telling this, right? Saying, and God loves you so much that I would be here to even die for you, to even go up on the cross and give my life, so that not even death can hide you from the very love of God. It is the theological statement. It is the gospel. It is the good news. It is the life and the death and the resurrection of Jesus, all in this one story. But Jesus has a way of telling stories that not only affect us eternally, but that affect us right now. I think the meaning of the prodigal son isn't just good news for us who are weary and lost sinners. It's good for us and instructed us on how to live in relationships that are complicated. How to live lives that are nuanced. I've never met anybody. I might. I have a lot of years left. I've not met anybody yet who on their deathbed said, "I wish I had worked longer hours." Never met anybody, right? At that moment of death, they reach out and say, "I wish I posted more pictures of food on Instagram." But how many folks do I have to talk to who say, the most meaningful relationships in my life are the biggest regrets of my life? That I turned those struggles into separation. That I stepped out of the relationship. And now, upon reflection, if only I could have been reconciled. Or we wait until it's too long and we say, I was mad at my brother and I was angry because what he did to our family, and then he died before I had a chance. And these regrets build and build and grow, and they become prisons that we lock ourselves in. We lock ourselves into the prison of our own anger and resentment. In that separation, not only separates us from one another, from the family that is so important, it separates us from God. Jesus tells us in the Sermon on the Mount, he says, even if you're at the footstep of the temple, even if you're about to offer a sacrifice, you're about to have the most intimate experience of God possible, but you're out of relationship with your brother, or your sister, or your friend, or your neighbor, stop and go and make peace. Because you can't experience the fullness of God without experiencing love for one another. You can't truly be loved by God unless you extend that love to others. And that love, the greatest expression of God's love is through forgiveness. The greatest expression of our love is through our forgiveness. The scariest line in all of Scripture The line of Scripture that glorifies me. If there's one line of Scripture that I would cut out and throw away forever because I dislike it, because it burns my toes a little too close to the fire, the line of Scripture that should keep you awake at night is when Jesus says, and pray this way, and forgive me, Father, of my sins, in the same capacity that I forgive those who sin against me. I wish it said, and Lord, forgive me of my sin, because they are great. Full stop. Right? And Lord, forgive me of my sins, but only in the capacity that I'm able to forgive others. And that's a challenge to say, if you truly want to experience God, if you truly want to experience the depth, then we have to pursue reconciliation. And so we turn to stories like the prodigal son to say that in those relationships that are hard and that are frustrating, those ones that wound us and scar us, that were never outside the bounds and the boundaries of reconciliation. It's never too far. And I don't know what the first step is. I know you have relationships in your life that are fraught. I know you have people in your life that you love deeply, and you want to sometimes shake them just a little bit. I know there are people in your life that you love so deeply, and you can't stand to be with in any length of time, because that's what it's like to be in a family. Because that's what it's like to be in a relationship. And I don't know what the first step is for reconciliation. If that's making a phone call and making an incredibly powerfully uncomfortable call. I don't know if the first step is years of expensive therapy. I don't know if the first step is simply looking in the mirror and looking deeply at yourself and saying and acknowledging that we too are at the cause of this rift. But I know that God doesn't intend for us to stay in these prisons. When Christ says, I've come to set the prisoners free, He's coming to set us free from those prisons of anger. He's coming to liberate us so that we can be both the prodigal son and the prodigal father and the prodigal older son. We're all wasteful. We can be the ones that fall on our knees and say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And we can also have the opportunity to say, welcome home. Because God wants us to live in this life of resurrection, in this life to say that we were dead and yet spiritually alive. So that we can experience the prodigal, the wasteful grace of a relationship with God.